Hi everyone, I'm Shinichiro Udono from Fujifilm, first holding the event back in 2019. Today's event will be our 6th X Summit. We are ready to share our exciting news with many wonderful guests. Okay, let's start the event. X Summit Prime 2021 will now begin. First of all, please allow us to share our great appreciations to you all. The GFX 100S, our large format mirrorless camera, which we announced in our previous X Summit event, is appraised by many customers, and the total number of shipments so far is double of our original plan. Thank you so much. However, many of customers are still waiting for the delivery. We took an action to increase the production capacity, and we promise to send you the product as soon as possible. We appreciate your patience a little bit more. At the previous X Summit, we have announced our new message, more than full frame. I believe this message has been recognized and understood by many photographers and customers. Please allow me to share a video clip about the message from our customers and friends about GFX 100S.
Bigger sensor, bigger image circle always results in better image quality.
Way you can crop in for the photos, it's really convenient. So it's really usable even for sports.
Gives me more cinematic look, gives me more detail in the picture, more than any full frame cameras.
作品が新しくなるっていう感じです。
All of my work need a very good depth of field and a very good color definition.
Upgrade my camera because I needed higher resolution and better image quality.
高感度になればなるほどやっぱノイズが出てくるもんだと思うんですけど、特にカラーノイズ出てこないんです。
Because it shows totally different approach to photography.
How was the video? Various photographers such as commercial, press, fine art, filmmaking, archive are experiencing the power and potential of our GFX. We announced the first GFX, GFX 50S, in 2017. And we have expanded our lineup with GFX 50R, GFX 100, and GFX 100S. We are now confident that our large format system is gaining more and more attention and interest. We believe that there are even more possibilities and potential to make this large format system an option for the customers. GFX system can be a new standard option for all. And we will support this by introducing more and more products. And today, we have another one. It is the GFX 50S2.
The beauty of this world leaves me breathless. I capture more. The feeling, the atmosphere, the vibrancy. I feel compelled to preserve each precious, wonderful memory. To share each moment of your story. A story that reminds me of the beauty I've seen. What do you see? What will you create? A new experience. Your story is just beginning. GFX 50S2.
This is our new GFX 50S2. As the name suggests, this camera has a 50 megapixel image sensor. We have begun the GFX system with this sensor back in 2017. But the resolution, dynamic range, and noise level are still outstanding. The image quality achieved by this sensor is superb, and is still a no match for most full-frame camera. The reason for the high quality is enough pixel size from the larger format. Although it has 50 megapixels, the pixel size is 5.3 micrometer. This pixel size is one of the largest among cameras that you can purchase today. Thanks to this advantage, the GFX is able to achieve wider dynamic range and better signal-noise ratio. Also, thanks to the wider pixel pitch, there is much less pixel mixing and realized higher resolution paired with the high-quality lenses. Please look at this raw image taken with our GFX. It looks as if the details are lost in the shadows and highlights. But if we look at the details, you can notice even the shadow within the shadows and highlight within the highlights. This sensor manages to capture the slightest changes of the tone with a massive dynamic range performance. And even if you make the push processing like this, you can hardly see noises within the image. You understand well that 50 megapixel sensor has higher signal-noise ratio. The larger pixel size does not only work for the dynamic range and the noise level. For our GFX, it contributes to the resolution as well. Resolution mainly depends on the number of pixels. But it does not mean that the higher number of pixels bring higher resolution. It is important to deliver the light accurately to the each pixels. Because of the wider pixel size, we were able to customize the micro lens on each pixel. By optimizing the size and shape of the micro lens, we managed to separate the light to each pixel and avoid unintended light from getting mixed. Please look at this chart. The horizontal is showing the level of the resolution, and the vertical is showing the noise level. The large format GFX system is far better in image quality, and it is no different for the 50 megapixel GFX cameras. Even when compared with full-frame cameras with higher number of pixels, the resolution is superior. For our new GFX 50S2, we have a lot more to talk about other than the high-performance image sensor. We combined the 50 megapixel sensor with the in-body image stabilization and the powerful image processor from GFX 100S. The performance of this camera exceeds your expectation. Mr. Oishi, the product planner of the GFX 50S2, will explain the details.
The appeal of the GFX 50S2 is not limited to image quality. It is also equipped with mobility that goes beyond the wisdom of conventional medium and large format cameras. What you are looking at now is the autofocus speed of the GFX 50S2 with the GF lens attached. Large format cameras have good image quality but slow autofocus. Now that the GFX system is available, you can see that this is not true. Moreover, the GFX 50S2 is equipped with IBIS, an in-body image stabilization system. The IBIS does not only contribute to the captured image or video. The light goes through the lenses and hits the image sensor. In other words, mirrorless cameras use the image reflected on the sensor surface for focusing, and the stable image information obtained by the IBIS lead to the ideal autofocus operation. The camera is also equipped with X processor 4, which boosts high-speed processing and a refined autofocus algorithm. Autofocus is smarter, more intelligent, and tougher. If you shoot portraiture, you will not be disappointed with the effectiveness of face and eye detection. The camera keeps tracking the subject and captures that moment. The result you get is what large format photography is all about. You may want to take advantage of the GFX excellent SN and wide dynamic range, and shoot landscapes or astrophotography. In such scenario, the benefit of the tough autofocus algorithm in low light condition is outstanding. By changing the sensor drive system in low light conditions, it is possible to capture faint light and perform accurate focusing. IBIS and X processor 4 also play an important role in image quality. In camera systems with increasingly high pixel count, even a slight shutter shock can have a significant impact on image quality. IBIS functions an absorber to minimize the impact. The IBIS unit also makes pixel shift multi-shot function possible. 16 images shifted by half pixel each result in single DNG file of 200 megapixel. Of course, there is no false color, and we cannot forget about the film simulation. With the sensor with its rich dynamic range combined with X processor 4, you will be able to use all film simulations, including nostalgic neg. You can instantly select from as many as 19 unique and high-quality color reproductions. Whether you mainly shoot still images or video, you'll find the right color for you. 50 megapixel large format sensor, plus IBIS, plus X processor 4. These are not the only attractive features of this system. In fact, the GFX 50S2 comes with over 100 new features compared to its other 50 megapixel models.
Thank you, Makoto. We have a lot more to tell you, but I believe that you were able to understand the key points of GFX 50S2. Let me share the information about its availability as well, which many of you are probably interested in. The GFX 50S2 will be in store from end of this month at the price point of $3,999 US. With the GFX 100S, we have achieved the highest performance of large format camera while downsizing drastically. With the GFX 50S2, we believe the large format system become much more affordable, and we expect that many of you will enjoy the large format camera. The door of more than full frame now fully open for a broader audience. Actually, we have another product which we have developed along with the GFX 50S2. The mission for the GFX 50S2 is to expand the world of more than full frame. And we are aware of the necessity to develop new lens that can work perfectly with the GFX 50S2 to pursue the mission. Which means the lens can realize the superb image quality unique to the large format system, and it should be portable and respond quickly. We believe that such lens will enhance the benefit of GFX 50S2 even more. This is the lens, the GF 35-70mm. This lens is the lightest GF zoom. The weight is only 390 grams. This will not become a burden to carry around the entire day attached to a GFX camera. Shooting a large format camera without tripod or even a camera back was not something you could have imagined in the past. Although the size is very compact, the image quality has no compromise. Let me pass on to Mr. Nagami, the R&D member, who designs the optics of this lens.
GFX には50メガピクセルのボディも100メガピクセルのボディもあります。どのボディを使おうが、さすが GFX という画質を得られるのが GF レンズの条件です。GF35-70mm は小さなサイズに GFX の最高画質を詰め込んだレンズということです。そもそもレンズとは光を曲げることで狙った像を結ばせるわけですが、ここで強く曲げすぎると周差が発生します。つまり画質に影響します。すなわち高画質なレンズを設計するならば、できるだけ素直な光学的に無理のない光線を描くようレンズを配置することが重要です。GF35-70mm ではレンズに入射した光を最小限の曲がりでセンサーまで届けています。ただし、これだけでは GFX の求める画質にはまだ届きません。もう一つ工夫があるのです。ご覧ください。絞りを中心に前後でバランスよく対称的にレンズが並んでいます。レンズを対称形で並べると、レンズの前後でお互いの周差をキャンセルし合うことができます。つまり、無理なく効率的に周差を取っていくことができるのです。これが GF35-70mm の設計思想の特徴的なものと言えるでしょう。特に中心部分に配置されたこの第2群が顕著ですね。ここに1枚の非球面レンズを含む2枚の ED レンズがあります。このように対称形を描くように配置されたレンズが理想的な光線を導いているのです。サイズと画質の両立だけではありません。GF35-70mm はシューティングディスタンスにおいてもラージフォーマットレンズの常識を覆しています。MOD35cm というとても寄れるズームレンズなのですが、それを可能にしているのがこの光学設計です。レンズ後部となる第3群をフォーカス群として設計することで、近接撮影のための移動マージンを確保しているのです。レンズ設計に魔法はありません。確かな理論と豊かな設計ノウハウに基づいた試行錯誤が最適解を導き出すのです。
Thanks, Mr. Nagami. GF35-70mm is truly a wonderful lens and a must-have choice when using our compact GFX 50S2. Let me also hear some thought from a photographer who actually tested this lens. Let me introduce Miss Sarah Land. Hello, Sarah. It's very nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we have last met. It was probably two years ago.
I think
GFX
so.
100 event or something, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But before going to the details, could you give us a quick your introduction
Absolutely. I am a photographer and a visual artist based in Bassano del Grappa, which is in the north of Italy near Venice.
Okay, so today, we talk about the new GFX camera and GFX lenses. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I have it here.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. Okay, then my first question is, I'd like to ask you for the first impression about GFX 50S Mark II.
I was really, really impressed with this camera. I knew it would be good. I expected it to be good. But honestly, it felt like having the things that I liked about the 100, just like in the body that I like, which is the 50. So it was a really nice camera.
Comparing to the previous GFX 50S, so for your...
I still use it.
Still using?
I think, I love the 50. I think that as much as I love to have like a lot of megapixels, I like how faster my whole process is when I'm working with a 50. And the only thing that I was missing was the fastest focus and the in-body image stabilization. And now I have both. So I was really happy. Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of our answer. So the new GFX 50S too. Yeah, in terms of number of resolution, so 50 megapixel is not the highest.
Yes.
So but what did you feel about the resolution, overall image quality?
Having a good image is not just about like how many megapixels you have. It's something that sometimes as photographer, we focus a little bit too much on. And honestly, when I was working with the GFX 100, very often I would actually use a smaller file size.
Oh, really?
File size. Yeah, because then if you have too many megapixels, it means that you get less photos in the same SD card. It means that you need bigger hard disk. It means that you need a better computer. And I think that for me, 50 megapixels is like the sweet spot when I can have more than I need. So if I need to crop, I still have some wiggling room, but I still can work the file really fast if I need to.
Okay, and the second point is new lens, GF35 to 70mm new zoom lens. So what was your impression of the new lens? I think it was very light, small.
Yeah, I was really surprised about this lens. I normally do not shoot with zoom lenses, but in this situation, I was actually very happy to have a zoom lens. First of all, because it allowed me to be very versatile and very quick. And because I was working outside in insane weather condition, not having to change my lens continuously was very good for me. And then you realize that not only the quality was absolutely stunning, but it was actually so much more nice to work with a camera that was lighter. The autofocus system was impressively fast, but also very silent, which is something that I really appreciated. Yeah. And because I was working with dancers, it was really important that the autofocus would be very reliable and very fast. This camera would be a 28 to 55 in a 35mm format. And I think it's a very good range for portraiture because you get to shoot close-ups. And in particular, this lens can focus really close. So you can get really close to your subject. But you can also take environmental portraits when you shoot a little bit wider.
So could you tell us why you choose or you go for medium format system, medium format camera?
For me, honestly, it's all about the quality. There's something about having such a large sensor that makes the image so almost tactile, like you can almost feel the textures of your image. With this camera, I've always found that you get a very crisp detail. You can really zoom into the photo and it's amazing. But at the same time, there's something about it that makes it gentle. And for portraiture, I think that's really important.
And any special comment for Japanese audience in Japanese?
皆様の心から感謝しております。
Great.
Okay.
ありがとうございます。
That was best. Like, at least the grammar is correct.
So this lens to be sold at $999. Also, in order to make it more affordable, we have created a kit with the GFX 50S2 at only $4499. We will start off selling this lens in this kit product, and the standalone lens will follow shortly after. These are not just our topic for today. We have 3 more news to share with you regarding our G-mount system. If the GF35 to 70mm is defined as a lens that makes large format system more affordable, the lenses we will introduce today should be defined as lenses that would expand the possibility even further for the large format system. Yuji, are you ready?
Sure, Shin. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm Yuji Igarashi. I'm really excited to introduce some of the GF lenses currently under development. The best way to describe the first lens is more bokeh than full frame. Let me explain what I mean by that. This lens is an ideal option for photographers who desire fast aperture. It is the GF 55mm f1.7. With a slight wide angle of view equivalent to 44mm in 35mm format, you will be able to enjoy the three-dimensional feel which can only be created by the combination of the large format sensor, extreme details of the captured subject, and the beautiful defocused background. This lens allows you to take full advantage of the unique characteristics of the large format system. This mock-up is based on the optical design that is currently under development. A large format lens with a large f1.7 aperture. And yet, we managed to achieve this size. This will be a must-have lens for you, especially if you are a portrait photographer. Now, the concept of the second lens is more information than full frame. This is a lens that broadens the field of view over GFX system to a greater extent. It is the GF 20 to 35mm. Yes, we are developing the widest angle zoom lens within the GF lens family. 20mm is equivalent to 16mm in 35mm format and has an angle of view of 107 degrees. The vast vision and overwhelming amount of information that can be captured by this lens is a perfect match with the GFX. One more thing, please take a look. This is the size that we are currently targeting. Size and weight are also very important factors for active people such as landscape photographers. With this size, you should be able to carry around the lens wherever you want to go. And last, but of course not least, is the lens that can satisfy more professionals. This is a lens for professionals who take commercial photo or architecture. Yes, I am pleased to announce that we are finally developing our first tilt shift lens for our GFX system. GFX system is already being used by many professional photographers from various fields with our existing GF lens lineup. Tilt shift lens was desired by many of those photographers and by many of you who are watching this event. I know it's been a long time coming, but please bear with us a little bit more. Currently, we have 13 GF lenses for the GFX system. To add to this, we will have the GF35-70mm, which we officially announced today, as well as the GF55mm f1.7, GF20-35mm, and the tilt shift lens, which we shared the information. This makes it 17 lenses in total. Please keep an eye on the future development of the GFX system. And today, we have one more information to share with you about the firmware update of GFX 100 and GFX 100S. GFX 100 and GFX 100S both support 4K and F-Log video recording. ProRes RAW support was added with a firmware update last year, and the system is being adopted by professional filmmakers who desire the large format look in their footage. To support these filmmakers further, high-end video recording features are currently scheduled to be added to our GFX system. For our next update, we have decided to support the Blackmagic RAW, known as B-RAW. This codec has an excellent compression ratio, low processor load, and is suitable for post-production work. By supporting this codec, you will be able to enjoy more flexibility in video production. In addition, we are planning to jointly develop an adapter to support XLR inputs, which will allow professional quality audio from high-end microphones to be recorded directly into video files, eliminating the need for filmmakers to synchronize the sound with the video when editing. With the GFX, not only do we aim to attract the creators in the world of still images, but also video. New firmware is scheduled to be released in October this year. Please look forward to it.
Thank you, Yuji. The future of the GFX system seems promising for both cameras and lenses. We have shared a lot already, but today's X Summit event is not quite finished yet. Yes, of course, we will never forget about our X-mount system. Back in 2012, we have started our X-mount system with X Pro 1, along with 3 XF lenses. For 10 years, while continuously enriching our lens lineups, we have pursued for benefit of mirrorless camera for photographers. The image quality, the operability, and the mobility are what we constantly kept in mind for our entire X-mount system. And this concept and passion of X-mount system has been praised by third-party lens manufacturers, including Carl Zeiss, Tokina, Koshina, and Tamron, which is now leading to the expansion of various third-party options of X-mount lens. X-mount is definitely one of the lens mounts that is gaining more and more attention over the years. However, Fujifilm will never stop our improvements. Next year, 2022, is 10th anniversary year for our X-mount system. For the upcoming anniversary year, we will not look back to what we have done in the 10 years, but will focus on showing what we could achieve and how we could benefit customers for the next 10 years. Let me share 3 concepts we are planning. First, it's a pursuit for more sharpness. The resolution of APS-C image sensor will become more higher in the upcoming future. Higher resolution should allow the camera to capture more details and allow customer to retain the fresh memory he or she had felt when shooting. God is in the details should become a word not only for the larger format, but also for the APS-C as well. Of course, the GFX will be our number one option and solution to achieve the best image quality. But this does not mean that the X-mount system would only focus on mobility and portability. From the very start, we have designed our X-mount system to achieve higher image quality beyond APS-C format. The pursuit for more sharpness is a mission we have long worked for and challenged with the X-mount system. In 2012, we announced the XF23mmF F1.4 as our very first lens option for the X system. We developed very compact prime lens by utilizing the characteristic of the smaller APS-C sensor, but achieved very sharp images with a beautiful bokeh. And for a long time, this lens has been our epic lens. The lens I would introduce today should become our new epic lens. The image is even sharper, and the bokeh even more beautiful. Allow us to introduce XF23mmF F1.4.
切れ味、つまりシャープさがこのレンズのテーマです。シャープなレンズとは、工学的に言うと像の歪みの原因となる周差がないということになります。我々レンズ設計者にとって周差を取るという作業は光線の純度を保つことと同義です。シャープなレンズとはリアルな光が映るレンズと言い換えてもいいと思います。そのために今回の設計では非常に多くの枚数のレンズを使って丁寧に周差を取っていきました。このレンズ構成図を見ていただくとわかりますが、第1群に6枚、第2群にも6枚、第3群に3枚と、計15枚ものレンズを使っています。従来の単焦点レンズでは考えられないほどの贅沢な構成をとっているのです。周差を取っていくための工夫は、レンズ枚数だけではありません。構成にこそ工学設計者の手腕が現れるのです。特徴的なのは、フォーカスユニットとなる第2群です。凸、凹、凸、凸、凹、凸と対称形を描くような構造になっていますが、これはこの第2群の中で周差をきれいに取り切ることを意図しています。これによってフォーカシングの際の周差変動を効率的に抑えることができます。また、フォーカスユニットの前に絞りを配置する構成になっていることもポイントです。フォーカス時に駆動するレンズの径を小さくすることができるため、多くのレンズ枚数を使っても、ユニットとしては重量を軽くすることができます。この軽量フォーカシングユニットが高画質と高速 AF の両立に貢献しているのです。この XF33mmF1.4 とは標準画角のレンズです。誰もが1本持っていてしかるべきレンズだと思いますが、そのためにはつまり、どんな被写体、どんな距離にも対応できなければなりません。インフから MOD までスピーディーにピントが合い、どのレンジでもシャープに映る。その課題に真っ向から取り組んだレンズが設計できたと思っています。
Thanks, Tiger. We truly believe that this new standard f1.4 lens will become an epic lens for the next 10 years. Let me share the voice of the photographer who tested this lens. Allow me to introduce Miss Charlene. Hello, Charlene. Nice to see you.
Hi, Shin. It's nice to see you too.
Yeah, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Can you give us your quick self-introduction, please?
I'm a Singaporean photographer. I have been, however, living living out of my home country for half my life. So in the course of that, I have always been a street photographer from the start. So I do a lot of documentary work, and I have been a Fujifilm user since 2012.
So can I ask, so the first question about new 33mm f1.4. So what was your first impression of the lens?
Oh my God. So I've been so excited about this 33. I brought that too. So if anybody wants to see.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh, it's not
focusing. The focus.
There we go.
It's coming.
There we go. So it's a fair bit bigger than the old 35. When I looked at it, I was surprised at how much bigger it was than the 35. But I mean, given it's got linear motor and like weather resistance, I guess that was okay. I mean, it's a good trade-off. It feels really good in my hand. It would feel really good to use. And I think once I turned the camera on, I was just a really happy photographer. I think the very first thing that I tested with it was how fast the autofocus was, because all of the new Fuji-nons have incredibly fast autofocus, and I was really excited that we finally had a true 50mm equivalent with that speed of autofocus, and it is so fast. Like I shoot frequently from like buses and trains and just moving vehicles, and I shoot a lot of moving things as well. And the camera never lost its focus on anything with this lens. It just snapped on, it stayed on in a variety of light conditions. And, I always got the picture. Secondly, I'm amazed at how beautifully sharp it is. It's sharp, like everything is incredibly detailed, but you still have that really organic quality of image, which I truly love about that. I'm really truly excited about it, and I couldn't stop testing out, I guess you could say, is the bokeh on this new lens. Yeah. It is so beautiful and so smooth and so buttery. It's mouth-watering. So yeah, those are my highlights for me. I mean, for me, after one day of using it, I think that the thing that hit me the most about it is the perfect lens. There's nothing wrong with it. Anybody that wants to make, professional quality output, if you're in the market for a 50mm equivalent, I would just buy it. There's no question. There's nothing really to think about. I would get this. I would choose this myself. So, yeah.
Okay. So comparing to 35mm f1.4 with new 33mm. So what is the biggest difference?
I think for me, the number one difference is just the sheer speed of the autofocus.
Speed, yeah.
Yeah. As far as image quality, etc. goes, I would personally use either. I mean, I think I'll always have a 35mm in my bag.
Sure.
Just because it's what I know how to use. But for that little extra clarity, the little extra sharpness, that little extra punch, the new 33mm definitely comes into play here. So yeah, I would use both of them for anything, to be honest. So.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Charlene. Yeah, it was very good conversation. Okay, Charlene, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Ciao.
The lens that we pursued for more sharpness is not just the XF33mm. Yes, we are aware that there are many fans of the XF23mm as well. This is the new XF23mm f1.4. The present one is a great lens, but this new lens surpasses the predecessor for every feature. The basic concept of the optics is the same as XF33mm, which Tiger explained. By bringing rich number of lens elements in the first, second, third group, the lens controls the various aberrations optically. Also by downsizing and saving the weight for the focus lens group, it realizes quick and accurate focusing. and the third group works for correcting the aberration. As a result, this lens depicts extremely sharp and clear image from its MOD to infinity. By this latest optical design, the image quality has improved massively. The autofocus speed became faster, and the minimum shooting distance has become closer as up to 19 cm. Addition to these, the lens has a weather-resistant structure. This lens will be another standard lens for all X-mount users. We hope that many customers would try out this new 23mm. Adding XF18mm f1.4, which we launched in May, these three lenses are the next generation prime lenses that would support more sharpness. Other than the optics, the exterior has also improved as a new generation lens. Miss Aida, the product designer, would explain about its style and design.
レンズのデザインで重要なポイントは2つあります。まず、ボディに装着した時のトータルバランス。次に、快適な操作性が確保されていることです。レンズは単品での美しさももちろん重要ですが、今の、そしてこれからの X ボディを想定しながらデザインしていくことで、X システム全体の魅力を向上させることにつながります。近年、X のカメラデザインは我々 X デザイナーが望む進化の方向として、クラシックな佇まいの中でもよりシャープでソリッドな装いへと変化してきました。それらを踏まえて、よりふさわしいデザインを創出することが今回のプロジェクトの最大のテーマです。交換レンズとしてあるべきサイズ感やフォーカスリング、絞りリングのベストなレイアウト、ボディとのデザインの調和、そして撮影しやすい重量バランスになっているかなど、それらを念頭に置きながらデザインを進めていきました。そして今回は特に品位向上に注力しました。特徴的な点を挙げると、皆さんが最もよく手で触れるであろうフォーカスリングです。ローレットの幅と断面形状を工夫することでより美しく見えますし、操作性、つまり指がかりの良さと汚れが付着した際の清掃性を両立しています。この3本のレンズには、これからの X 交換レンズデザインの基準でありたいという思いを込めました。このレンズを持ち出すたびに、レンズに手を添え、リングを回してシャッターを切るたびに、我々の思いを感じ取っていただけるようにと思っています。
Thank you, Yukari. We should recall what you have told us every time we use these three lenses. Let's hear how the photographer felt about this new XF23mm. Kevin Millins from UK will share his thoughts. Hello, Kevin. It's nice to see you again.
Yes, you too. How are you doing?
Yeah, very fine. So today we are going to talk about our new lens, but before going to that, so I would like to ask you to give us a quick self-introduction, please.
Okay, well, I'm Kevin. I'm a Fujifilm X photographer based in the United Kingdom. I shoot professionally documentary weddings, street photography, that kind of stuff, so all reportage. And I think I've been a Fujifilm X photographer since about 2012, 2013. So a long time lover of the Fujifilm camera equipment.
Okay, so today we are talking about the new 23mm f1.4 lens. And my first question is about the focal length. So how it is important for your photography about 23mm focal length?
It's a focal length for me that is really, really important. I feel like it gives the closest the closest thing to a natural field of view, the way that we see it with our eyes. And so 23mm allows me to tell a whole story, but it also gives me the opportunity to get in quite close, maybe get a portrait or something, but a couple of steps back, and then we have the whole scene unraveling. So 23mm for me is the perfect lens as a storyteller.
And this time you tried our new 23mm f1.4. So what was your first impression of the new lens?
The most obvious thing really was the speed increase in terms of focus acquisition. It was very noticeable. The face detection using the X Pro 3 that I've been using has been amazing. It's a new lens really in any way. It's just a better version of what was there previously. It doesn't feel like a physically different thing. And now I've got the new 23mm lens is allowing me to move forward with that ambition really quick, unobtrusive, and giving me all kinds of options in terms of the pictures I can get.
Okay, so this 23mm new lens together with the 33mm f1.4, so this is kind of our new generation prime lens series. So how did you feel about this sharpness of a new lens?
And actually, it's remarkable, really, that it can be so sharp and yet so quick. I've been getting pictures that I feel like I probably wouldn't have been able to get with the previous version of the lens. So yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen a great improvement with the new version of the 23mm lens, and it's just fun to use. It's really fun to use. It's one of those lenses that I think I will be definitely using probably for more than 90% of the shots that I have previously.
Okay. So could you please give some message to the audience who is watching this X Summit?
Sure, of course. So, well, we've all had a pretty torrid time the last 18 months, but the important thing is to keep documenting, keep taking pictures, whether that's just in your own home with your family, whether it's the street, whatever. We've all kind of got to this point where we just want the world to carry on, and yet we still need to remember the stuff that's happened. So always keep taking pictures, always.
Okay, thank you very much, Kevin. So that's it for our conversation. So I expect you will deliver very nice photo with these new lenses. We really expect it. Thank you very much, Kevin. See you soon next time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
We've spent too long for our first concept, more sharpness. Talking about our next 10 years, sharpness is of course not the only mission we have. Allow me to briefly share our remaining two concepts. The second concept is wider field. Presently, our X-mount system covers from 8mm to 400mm. For the future XF lens, we will expand these options wider and longer. The first lens that is planned to come is the super telephoto zoom XF 150 to 600mm. This lens is under development, and we will share the schedule and details in our future X Summit events. Our third concept is seamless still and movie. Now that many customers seamlessly enjoy capturing stills and movies, future lenses should be engineered to support both purposes. Although, since the shooting style is different for still and movie, there is no system that are perfectly optimized for both at the moment. Today, we introduce a new generation lens which has an interface for the new shooting style. It means the lens works seamlessly for both still shooting and movie shooting. The new lens name will be XF 18 to 120mm. Okay, Now that I have explained the three concepts for the next 10 years of X-mount lenses, allow me to introduce the availability of the lenses. The XF23mm will be in store from end of this month at the price point of $799. The new XF23mm will be in store from November, and the price point will be $899. The XF150 to 600mm and the XF18 to 120mm will be officially announced in 2022, which is the 10th anniversary year of X system. Starting from the new GFX 50S2 and the new G-mount lenses, we have shared various new information for both GFX and X series system. This is it for today's X Summit.
Shin, don't you have one more important announcement to make?
One more? Oh, yes. Like always, we have one last topic at the very end to share with you.
In 2022, which is the 10th anniversary of X system, not only are we preparing new lenses, but we will introduce the next generation devices and the flagship camera.
What is the new device? A bit of a hint would be stacked BSI CMOS sensor with X transfilter array. We can't wait to share more information about the exciting cameras for next year.
See you all in our next X Summit.
Goodbye.